Hi, my name is Julia. I'm an artist. I kind of go by We to Treat because my last name is Wheatley, and it's a handle name that I came up with when I was in high school. And I kind of have loved it ever since, so I go by We to Treat. This is my first ever YouTube long-form video showing you my painting process. I am not a big YouTube girl. I'm not entirely sure if I'm doing this correctly, so if you have anything that you want to see or edits that you would make, please go ahead and let me know in the comments. Without further ado, thank you for being here, and here is my painting, which is titled Even Fountain Water Flows. Enjoy! You may notice that my studio looks a little different than some of my other videos, and that is because I'm currently in Ecuador. Ecuador is where my husband is from, and whenever we go visit, we try to spend an extended amount of time around family, and Marcelo's grandmother has lent me her attic to be my studio whenever I'm there. It's truly something I feel deeply grateful for. I'm able to continue painting even when I'm not at home. Not only has she provided me space, but she also got an AC installed for me so that I'm not boiling when I'm up there. Which, if you've ever been to Ecuador, I can promise you is definitely a necessity, especially for someone like me who was raised in the mountains. So very different environment than being on the equator. You've probably noticed by now that I have this painting broken up into 9 little sections. The purpose behind that is actually intentional. On one hand, I was interested in starting a bunch of mini canvases that, when added together, create one composition, but they were actually kind of expensive and hard to come by when I was in Ecuador, so I didn't have the opportunity to practice it with a bunch of mini canvases. What I did have was one large canvas that I could break up into 9 small parts. The other concept is I'm painting a memory. What I said was a lost memory, and to me a lost memory is one that you forgot you had, and something like a scent or being back in a specific place suddenly transports you back to that time. And I like the idea of painting different moments that you go back to in your memory, even though the memory is the same, every time you look back is a little bit different. And that's why I liked the idea of having the canvas be split up, and although it's one painting, it's one memory, each time you remember it, it's a little different. At the very end of the video, you'll see me removing the tape and actually filling in those blank areas with a lot more dots. Pointillism for me is just another visual metaphor and a great way to show the idea of piecing it together. We are all here on Earth for the first time, at least to my knowledge, and we're all just trying to figure things out and, reflect on the experiences we have and use that as an opportunity to grow and move into what we're trying to do in the future. Art for me is therapy as much as it is a calling, in the sense that I can't help myself. I always feel the need to create. I always have creative ideas, and I'm really excited about the idea of pushing the limit of what that means for me stylistically, and I'm really excited to kind of explore more about how I can take art to talk about my lived experiences, but then also talk about our shared stories. I think I make a lot of work about identity and sense of self because it's something we can all relate to, and it's something that feels very near and dear to processing the human experience. As I mentioned, this painting is titled Even Fountain Water Flows. It's a memory of mine of playing in a local fountain during the heat of the summer, and it's this idea that you are never stuck. Even when your worldview or your access to things feels limited, with a little creativity, everything can start to flow. As I'm recording this, a huge storm has just come out of nowhere, so here's some raindrops and a reminder to let everything in your life flow.